Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, good morning all of you. This is Ashima Shukla, your current affairs and banking awareness faculty on Entry platform, and in this video we are going to talk about everyday news events that have taken place in the past days. The discussion is going to involve all the major news events that have happened, and we are going to talk about them in a short crisp format so that you get all the major updates. It's more of it is going to be a theory oriented session, so you get a major idea of the news events, and you can take daily questions in the form of daily quiz that happens on Entry app, or you can take the live class which happens at 4 p.m. on YouTube channel. We are covering the last 3 months major questions in live format with me, and in there we are starting on the month. We have come to the month of December now. Starting on the discussion of news events, the first is that the Reserve Bank of India has released a framework for small value offline payment transaction which takes place in a digital mode now. So RBI has released this framework recently for small value payments which are in the format of offline. So offline payments can be done using a channel or a device, like you can say cards or wallets or mobile phones, or even in a certain proximity. Upper limit for offline payment transactions is at 200 rupees, and total limit on payment instrument is 2000 rupees. So in this there is no need for additional factors of authentication, like we give OTP or certain things. So via alert or SMS, the recipient or the customer will receive the information, but you have to remember the upper and lower limit. The lower limit to it, the currently upper limit of it is 200, and the total, this is the upper limit, and the total payment that can be done, total limit on payment is at 2000 rupees. United Nations World Food Programme entered into a partnership with the Akshay Patra Foundation. They have partnered to give enhancement support to school meals program in India. They are going to work to enhance the effectiveness of Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti Nirman scheme, that is the midday meal facility in the Indian schools. They are going to organize workshops and frame policies and strategies for improving the quality of school meals. Bharti Airtel Limited has partnered with Hughes Communication India Private Limited. HCIPL is a subsidiary of Hughes Network Systems. They have partnered to offer satellite broadband services in India. In this joint venture, HCIPL is going to hold 67% stake, and Bharti Airtel is going to hold 33% stake. RBI has granted scheduled banks to Airtel Payments Bank now. The status is given in the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India of 1934. So now Airtel Payments Bank can pitch for government, it can do the government welfare, it can participate in the government welfare schemes, do the primary auctions, perform business opportunities and such. This is the fourth payment bank to receive a status of a scheduled bank now. Atul Kashyap was appointed as the president of US India Business Council, or USIBC, by the US Chambers of Commerce. Deepak Kumar and Ajay Kumar Chaudhary were appointed as the new executive directors of RBI, Reserve Bank of India. Shefali Verma is an Indian women cricket player and was appointed as the brand endorser of the Bank of Baroda recently. India's first index of cryptocurrencies, called IC15, has been launched by CryptoWire. CryptoWire is a global crypto super app. IC15 will track and measure the performance of top 15 widely traded liquid cryptocurrencies listed on leading crypto exchanges in the world. Ministry of Culture partnered with Common Service Centers, or CSCs, to perform country's first cultural survey of its villages, titled Mera Gaon Meri Dharohar. The cultural identity of villages will be documented. CSCs will develop a mobile app and grant training to the village level entrepreneurs to conduct the survey. Himachal Pradesh has become India's first LPG-enabled and smoke-free Indian state. The success is achieved under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana and Mukhya Mantri Grihini Suvidha Yojana. Jammu and Kashmir Bank will soon become the first union territory in India to have a district level good governance index. Good governance index at the district level will be enabling each of the 20 districts of Jammu and Kashmir to rise to the level of some best administered districts with time bound disposal of official files, other matters, increasing transparency, increasing accountability, increasing the participation of citizens in the decisions that are taken. So there are total 58 indicators on the basis of which they are going to work. India and Pakistan exchanged a list of their nuclear installations that cannot be attacked in case of an escalation of hostilities as a part of their annual ritual. This ritual has been in practice between the two neighboring countries for more than 3 decades now. This list was exchanged under the Agreement on Prohibition of Attack against Nuclear Installations and Facilities between India and Pakistan, which was signed on 31st of October 1988 and was effective from 1991 27th of January. This is the 31st consecutive list which has been shared. State Bank of India has increased the limit on immediate payment service IMPS transactions from 2 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees as per the directions of Reserve Bank of India. It's going to be effective from 1st of February 2022. The charges for sending money via IMPS for amounts between 2 to 5 lakh will be 20 rupees plus GST. RBI has cancelled the certificate of authorization for Muthoot Vehicle and Asset Finance Limited and Eco India Finance Service Private Limited for non-compliance with the regulatory requirement under the Payment and Settlements Act 2007. These companies cannot transact business of issuance and cooperation of prepaid payment instruments. ICICI Bank announced the launch of a facility for the payment of customs duty online, which is available for both retail and corporate customers. Corporate customers can pay customs duty via the bank's corporate internet banking and mobile banking application called InstaBiz. Tata Power has appointed Sanjeev Churiwala as the new CFO or Chief Financial Officer. Former US envoy to India Atul Kashyap ji was appointed as the president of USIBC recently. South India Bank has won the UiPath Automation Excellence Award 2021 for tackling a situation strategically using the robotic process automation. With this, we'll be winding up this segment. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for everyday updates. Have a great day ahead.